Hey YouTubers and YouTubies, it's my 1 month anniversary. 51 more to go to be my surgeversary. Hang on a second. Sorry. Starting with the numbers, I weighed myself this morning. I was wearing some clothes. I weigh 280. I'm only 6 pounds down. I was 283 and 281 and 282 and had shot up 10 pounds from being down to 270. Don't know how that happened. I don't get it. It could be because for so long I had not eaten 3 meals a day, so that food that I intake is now wanting to stick to my body until my body has figured out that it's regulating itself and is actually at a point where it wants to use what I'm taking in, the protein shakes and the protein and all of that, and allowing me to use it as energy at some point. But right now I think I've been on a yo-yo diet for years, okay? So I think that my body is understanding that the food that I put in more frequently now needs to try to stay on my body and not be used for anything else, because for years I'd only eaten 1 or 2 meals and that was it. I'd eat maybe a breakfast and a dinner, or a lunch and a dinner, or a breakfast and a lunch, you know, any combination of 2. Sometimes it was 3, it wasn't very often, but oftentimes it would only be 1 meal, only 1. And that's all I ever needed, because I have enough fat on my body that I can go for 24 hours after I eat 1 meal, and I'd be hungry the next day, but I wouldn't be like starving out of my brain or anything. So I think that my body has been dieting for so long that now it thinks that every little bit of food that I get is supposed to be stored into fat. And at the same time I'm storing it, I'm losing it. So there's this what looks like a plateau or a stagnation or whatever it is. I'm losing it, and then I'm gaining it, losing it, gaining it, losing it, and gaining it. Okay, now if I take into the account that I have 5 extra pounds that I can play with, I've really only gained 5 pounds. And that's, you know, nothing. That's really nothing. I expect in the next couple of weeks to probably have had all of that drop off too. Or maybe in the next month. I'm not really too concerned about it as long as I don't go back up to 310 or even 286 at this point. So 280 is okay with me. Sort of like a new baby coming out the hospital. And they're like 7.15. You know, that's what my son was when he was born. He was 7.15. You take him home and he loses a little bit of weight and drops down, and then they start building back up again. So I think that my body's kind of like that. That it's just not understanding what the process is. Exercise would help me. I have not done it for a week because I had my female issue arrive for the first time in 2 months. I'm going through the change, so I never know if it's going to be a week long or if it's going to be 2 months before I have another one, or if I'm going to have one for 3 days. I've not had any hot flashes or anything like that. I'm also blessed in that area. I've not still had any issues with anything. I can keep everything down. I'm not having any problems with lactose. As a matter of fact, now there is a change because now I'm actually adding milk to my protein shakes to bump the protein levels up. I'm using 2% milk. I was using 2% milk, and then I went to fat-free milk, which to me tastes exactly the same. Before my surgery, it did not. It tasted like water. I couldn't stand it, but it doesn't matter. When I'm putting protein shake in, I can't taste it anyway. Husband went out last night and got 2%, so I have a half a gallon of 2% that I'm probably going to have to get, unless I email him and tell him he's got to go back out when he goes home because we're going to Lowe's or we go out together. I'm going to get 2 half gallons. And get fat-free, because I'm convinced that if you have fat in your diet and carbs in your diet, you're going to gain weight from that when you're post-surgery. One of the things I wanted to show you, which my husband, sorry, excuse me, it got me because I am so sick of the vanilla that I have at the house from this company, that he went out and got me. He went out last night, and because he had to go get some things for my oven is out again. My oven is out for the 3rd time. He went and he replaced the part with a small box and a new plug unit and all this other stuff, and it melted the box or something. I don't know. So then he went out again, not yesterday, but he went out again, And he got another box, a bigger box. And this was Saturday. He went out and got this on Saturday. And today is Monday. So he went out and he got a little bigger box. And he was back in the garage again. And he was working on it. This morning he comes in and he says, the stove's out again. I have to go and get another part and more wiring and stuff. And I'm like, why is it out? Is it the amperage on the stove? That's the new thing. Whenever you have a problem, you eliminate something. You eliminate the common factors, and you usually come up with the answer. So I'm thinking we got a new stove. Maybe the amperage is too high for that unit, because the other stove and the dryer on the same wall never had a problem with each other. Never. So I'm thinking it's the amperage on this new stove, or new to us. It's used, but it's new to us. He's like, no, it's because the dryer is wiggling that old wire in the wall. It stripped the insulation off. So he's got to go and do the entire wiring all over again. So I don't have a stove or oven that I can use right now because, well, there's no electricity to it because of the dumb wire being stripped from being so old. So I'm stuck doing a day's worth of protein shakes and yogurt, puddings, whatever I can get in that has protein, and that's where that milk comes in. I've got Jello still that I'm trying to finish off too as well. But anyway, while he was out the other day looking for something that he needed for this project to get it done, I said, while you're out at Walmart's where he went, I can't remember what he went to go get. He went to go get something. While he went out to Walmart to go look for something, I said, because I didn't feel like going, which is rare. It only happens once a month. I said, go look and see what other flavors they have for this Body Fortress Advantage and get something other than vanilla because I don't want the vanilla anymore. I'm tired of vanilla. I'll probably pick it back up later on because this is a lifetime regimen with my bariatric facility that you do at least one protein shake a day for the rest of your life. Don't have a problem with that at all. I was thinking he'd come back with berries and cream, cookies and cream, or chocolate or strawberry, because he talked about chocolate and strawberry. And he said he knew they had those. So while he was out, he found, while he was out, he found this. Chocolate peanut butter. And he comes in, and I'm like, oh boy, don't know if that's going to be any good. Let me smell it. So I took off the plastic off the top and the paper from the inside. And it's a brown mix. If you had smell-o-vision, you'd be able to smell this. Smells just like a Reese's peanut butter cup. I'm not lying to you at all. So I was still hesitant because of the whey flavor in a lot of products. You know, you got that whey flavor and it tastes funky all the time. So I made some. This is technically 2 meals in there. It'll take me a while to be able to do it. So here we go. We're going to try it out. You can taste the peanut butter. If you like peanut butter, this is perfect. Oh, that's so good. It's so better than vanilla. That is not a bad shake. Now, I can tell you that if I do this for 2 weeks straight, I'll probably get tired of this too. So I'm going to want to have something else like a chocolate or a strawberry or even both of those as well. But for an alternative, I'm not going to lie to you. This is good. Now, if you bake with protein powder, this would make an excellent, excellent peanut butter bread even, or peanut butter muffin, because they got like 3-minute muffins or 30-second muffins that you can make in your microwave with protein powder. If you Google them, you can find them. When I get my webpage up and figure out what the cooking channel name is going to be, I'll have a recipe on there for how to cook with protein powder, because there's a lot of them out there, and I think it's really important. If you like breads and muffins and pancakes and bready items like that, then cooking with the protein powder gives you the bread and the protein at the same time. So it's a win-win to me. That's awesome. Hang on a second. It's really good. Tastes just like peanut butter. I like that a lot. Thank you, honey, for getting me a different flavor. I am truthfully blessed by a husband who does not complain when I'm complaining. And I do a lot of it. Because I'm a girl. But mostly it's about flavor and texture and stuff like that. So that's a good, let's see, what is it? 10 o'clock almost here at the house. Probably have it done by 2 or 3, and that'll be my 2 meals for the morning, and then I could probably have some sort of light dinner for dinner. But anyway, I just wanted to let you know, if you guys don't have this, came from Walmart. Super Advantage Body Fortress Whey Protein, or Body Fortress Super Advantage Whey Protein. I want to show you if you can see. This is not very many supplements here. The Chike has probably double this as far as nutrients go. That's one of the reasons why my bariatric facility prefers you use Chike and Bariatric Fusion as your stuff. But for now, I'm going to be dealing with this. I have 2 scoops in that container for me to have. That's why it's 2 meals, because it's 1 scoop, and it gives you 52 grams of protein. That is technically for the day. The 2 scoops, when I finish it, is going to be my protein allotment for the day. So that's it. 2 scoops, and I don't even have to have anything else for the day unless I want something else, like sugar-free pops or something like that. So I've met that, and you have your vitamins and all that as well, and you'll do good. As far as everything else goes, I'm still doing great. I feel fine. I feel perfect. I feel normal. I'm not hurting anywhere. My stitches are almost all recovered. There's some slight scarring on them, but I wouldn't call it anything major. It's just, you know, there's little skins patches and tiny scabs, but nothing major. Nothing that I can't deal with. I take a shower like normal when I want to take a shower, and everything is fine, and it's great. I don't know why I gained 5, 6, 10 pounds. I don't even understand that. It doesn't make any sense to me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going back to an almost all liquid diet again, just to see if that helps me. Majorly doing protein shakes, which I kind of gotten away from and was doing more yogurts than protein shakes. So I'm going to go back to the protein shakes, at least 1 protein shake a day. If you're ever gaining, consider that fact that you can always go back into your diet. You can go backwards, do lots of broths, do lots of liquidy soups, do things that, and make sure your protein levels are up. If you have to, you can do 2 protein shakes a day and some other kind of protein at night. Or if you want to do your protein in the morning for your breakfast where you got more energy, the Breakfast of Champions, and do it in the morning so you've got more energy flow. Change the diet up to see if that doesn't help. Remember, always count your carbs. Make sure you're watching your fat intake, because fat will equal fat. Carbs convert to sugars, which store in the fat cells. So if you're trying to lose weight, you don't want to have too many carbs, which are potatoes, pastas, rices, breads. Lots of sugars. You want to get those out. Although sugar is a quick release carb, the complex carbs are the breads and the potatoes and the rices and stuff like that. They're not the best complex carbs, but they have an endurance factor that lasts a little bit longer than a candy bar or a Reese's peanut butter cup or whatever. Watch the carbs, because carbs, any kind of form of sugar or anything that converts to sugar, corn, peas, carrots, bananas, apples, grapes, potatoes, some squashes, peas, corn, breads, rices, and pastas all have conversion sugars that will store in your fat if you don't use it up. So you want to watch that, just so that you know. I mean, being a diabetic, I've had to learn all that and learn what to avoid. And I had successfully, prior to my surgery, lost 30 pounds just cutting carbs out of my system and doing a high-protein diet. Sort of pseudo an Atkins thing, but I was doing a lot more protein than carbs, and I lost 30 pounds just doing that. Now, I don't do any carbs now, except for what little bits in anything, and let me see what the carb count is in this while I'm thinking about it. If it even tells it to me. This has 270 calories per scoop, probably because of the chocolate. Calories from, oh, this says 2 scoops, which is 68 grams. 1 scoop is 34 grams. 1 scoop would be 130. 2 scoops is 270. Calories from fat is 40 for 2, 20 for 1. That's kind of high, but if it's all you're going to have for your meal, that's not too bad, I don't guess. Carbohydrates is 7 grams per 2 scoops. That's 3.5 per scoop, basically. So that's not too bad. That's, you know, decent for a meal. I got 2 in there, so that's 14. That's still pretty decent. That's well below the 30-something that you're supposed to have. But anyway, just letting you know what's up. Everybody, thank you. Have a great Monday. Bye.